This is Jenna Burt, host of the Confessions of a Military Spouse podcast. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
It's No Filter Friday on Public House Media, and I am still, I don't know if it'll focus out there, but I'm still in Dubai. See, there's a little thing down there that says, I heart Dubai. Isn't it cute? Anyway, welcome to the cookout edition of No Filter Friday. I told everyone that we need to, is that you, David Bobke? I certainly hope it is. Does it sound okay? That everybody else needs to sign up to make potato salad, beans, and all, like, corn on the cob, all that stuff, because we're having a cookout today, like a new robe, sparkling water sort of a cookout, because Armie Hammer has been trying to barbecue girls. Now, I will say that I've been kind of sitting back on the Armie Hammer thing because I've been waiting for that story to unfold a little bit more, as it's very perplexing. Very, very, very perplexing. And a bunch of people wrote to me like, oh my God, why haven't you done a show on Armie Hammer yet? Well, kids, today's the day. It's happening. You got it. Enjoy it. Anyway, if you're coming in, can you send me a comment or something? Because when I do it on my phone like this, I can't see who's coming in. And it's really, really sad. So please comment. Please, 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 and thank you. We need more sparkling water in our lives. For sure. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to take a second and try to share the show, because this is, like, an important one. Yay, more people are coming in. Wonderful. If you're coming in, can you please leave me a comment so I know who you are? It's more fun. I do this show live, and now that I've been on the other side of the world for a while, like, the time zone's all messed up. Obviously, it's not even nighttime. It's basically the ass crack of dawn. Let's just all have a wave and share the show, please. So, as I said, I've been kind of sitting on this Armie Hammer situation because I wanted the story to unfold more, even though my faithful people that I love so much have been writing to me and asking about it. Well, today's the day. Here we are. So, as it turns out, hang on. Let's do some backstory first. First of all, Alexa Polar, long-time listener, been busy, but glad to be back. Spill the tea, please. Absolutely, that's what we're for. We should switch to sweet tea today, though, because it's a cookout. It's a barbecue. Armie Hammer, like, people think that his name is from, like, Armie Hammer Bakery Soda, and it's not. His grandfather was an oil tycoon, and I think that's an important thing to remember here, because Armie had money before he was even born, basically. So all of this, like, movie starring stuff that he does is purely because that's what he's wanted to do, because he wants to. And that's all well and good. That's fine. Like, Julia Louis-Dreyfus's father was basically a billionaire before she did anything. So, you know, it happens in the Hollywood. It's not completely out of the realm of normal. And that's okay. Now, a little more backstory on this is I guess I'm still a part of it, but we just don't do anything anymore. Part of this, like, club/organization that Armie and his wife Elizabeth were a part of separately, then got married, and then sort of made, like, a weird exit. They kind of just went off, got really snooty, and, like, went off to left field. Okay, fine. I didn't really spend any time with them back then, but I do know a bunch of people that did, and they said it was very strange how once they got married, like, things got weird. And now we know exactly how weird their things got. So, as it happened, mind you, Armie and Elizabeth have been married for, like, 10 years. So, with that being said, the fact that he's been, like, dating on and off for obviously well over a year tells you a lot. Him and Elizabeth have been estranged. They moved to the Dominican Republic. They were bop around the Cayman Islands for a while, which sounds very very heir to an oil fortune, doesn't it? Sounds like it to me. I mean, maybe not the Dominican because the taxes are like, but like the Cayman Islands for sure. So they have 2 kids, move the kids down to the Caribbean, blah, 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 whatever. Armie would like still like tool around Hollywood on his Vespa just because he liked it. But for the most part, they've been staying in the Caribbean, or at least Elizabeth has, and he's just kind of been floating around doing big flippity flops like Lone Ranger and Man from U.N.C.L.E. Now, to be fair, I love Man from U.N.C.L.E. Joanna Johnston did the costumes on that movie. I think it's spectacular. It wasn't exactly box office gold, okay? And I'm okay with that. I still watch it on planes to this day. So, with that being said, Armie has been outed, we'll say, with his receipts of DMs that he's been sending women, receipts of text messages that he's been sending women, saying that he wants to eat them, that he wants to slice pieces off of them and eat them, and all of his like regular Instagram is about like meat and cooking meat. Now, all of you know that I am as carnivorous as it gets. Like, if I go a couple days without meat on day 3, my predator eyes come on. All the creatures around me start getting nervous, like, ooh, she's hungry. I get it. I understand that. However, when some chick comes out and says, oh, I have receipts. When I was dating Armie, we were very much into BDSM. He would take pictures of this chick tied up and then send them around to his friends, like real strange cats. Remember how you said that they used to be normal, and then him and Elizabeth got married and they just went snooty and plowed right into left field? That's what I was talking about. Now, as we all know, there's a certain faction of the population that does have a real proclivity for weird hobbies. And, occasionally that's like barbecuing people, but this one is just really, really strange. And I was watching this story unfold, I'm like, yeah, even I didn't see this one coming. And then I realized who this chick was. This Paige Lorenz chick who Armie was dating. They were into BDSM. He was sending pictures of her. Oh, I want to take a piece off of you and barbecue her. He went a step further than that, which was probably several steps. This is a classic Charlie Murphy, Rick James is a habitual line stepper sort of a situation. And he found a doctor who was willing to remove a rib from Paige Lorenz and give it to him so he could eat it. I just can't. And then when that astonishing information, I was like, hold on, Paige Lorenz, and she's blonde? I know this chick. And that's true. I do know this chick. We used to party. Here's a barbecue Betty over here. Chat back in the day when she was dating Chad Michael Murray, Steven, and me. Together at a children's function. A function for children. And then in the background, you can't see, but in the background of this is J.J. Abrams and his little badass kids running around. Children's event. So her and I used to party together. I could not wrap my mind around this, but my memory is not what it used to be. It's still really, really good, but it's not what it used to be. Now, back in the day, she was dating Chad Michael Murray and had basically like no following. Like, her and I started following each other on Twitter, and her Twitter was pretty abysmal. She hadn't been really working that much. I think she had a job for Wet n Wild, and that was like the makeup brand, and that was about it. That was about like the juice. So you never know, man. You never, ever know. So I've done some more looking into her like dating situation, because apparently she was like, as of people of note, like people that you would know, back in the day, she was dating Chad Michael Murray for like a while. And I think they ended up getting like engaged or something, because I remember her having like a pretty spectacular ring. Like it was, or I should say ring, it's this hand. I remember her having a pretty spectacular ring. And they were together for a while. Like we would see them in events for like a couple years, and then I didn't see her anymore. And I mean, that happens, like, chicks come and go, blah, 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 whatever. And then I see that she's dated some other guys, too, kind of note, climbing the way up her ladder. Now, she also dated this other guy, Kasperi Kapian, who I guess is like a golfer dude. And then I guess he was done with her, so he came out and said, like, out of sight, out of mind. So interesting. Absolutely interesting. I haven't seen any, like, work that she's done. But this is an interesting thing to get, to dive down the rabbit hole of. You never know, man. You never know who you meet at events. You really don't. Especially events for children. Children. It's these, you know, when they say it's the quiet ones you gotta worry about, no truer words have ever been spoken. Ever. Because people that are loud, they can't hold stuff in. They just expel all of it. And you know, they're freak flag fries. These quiet ones, they're over here ready to get barbecued, and you don't even know about it until the last second. It's weird. It's absolutely weird. I can't wait to get my hair cut. I really, 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 really cannot. Also, in other news, there was this really interesting tweet last night that I just thought we should add in here just for some more crazy, because, like, why not, right? Why not? So let me read you this series of tweets. And this has to somehow, I don't know how, I don't know what kind of mental gymnastics that you have to accomplish to make this a thing, but Lord have mercy, it's a thing. Where is it? Where did I put it? Okay, so this whole situation with Robinhood, GameStop, the long of the short, basically, has been unfolding like craziness, but that's not the focus of the show. However, there is a guy named, who's a professor. This man is a professor of marketing, named Scott Galloway on Twitter, verified account. Man roasted for blaming GameStop stock fiasco on women not providing enough sex. This is the level of chode that we're dealing with in this world. People getting together on Reddit and deciding to just obliviate hedge funds. Something has something to do with them not getting boned sufficiently, and it's women's fault. This is what we're dealing with, if you can believe it. Okay, so let's talk about this guy's tweets, because they're absolutely they're just crazy. So basically, he went on this whole Twitter tirade about how all of these people on Reddit that got together and bought GameStop and like a couple of these other stocks and just completely decimated a bunch of hedge funds. This guy, a professor, it seems like more of a Gilligan's Island situation, but I guess this man is a real professor at a real school, said that because these guys sit at home in their basements and they have nothing to do, and they're not having any sex, and they're not with anyone, and they're just down there hanging around on Reddit, that's why hedge funds have lost billions of dollars, because apparently he thinks everybody that's an investor or is doing any sort of trading is A, a male, and B, just completely without any sort of social life, I guess. And it's women's fault that they're not providing enough. Go read the series tweets. It's not even worth reading, but it's just, this is the level of behavior from men that we're dealing with. One's over here, has plenty of money, had to go be a flippity-floppity movie star, and he's out here trying to barbecue ladies. And then another actual professor from an actual university is like, it's women's fault. I can't. Like, I lost my ability to even a long time ago. Like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, am I never going to even again? Like, ever in my life? Is it never going to happen? Is just this... Is this audacity just going to continue? Like, forever and ever and ever? Like, what am I supposed to do? What are the rest of us supposed to do in this sort of environment? How? How do we even get there? So, that is enough crazy. That is enough cookout for one No Filter Friday. Hope you enjoyed the steak, because Armie Hammer did. And I will see you all next week for another episode. Check out other shows on No Filter Friday that are way less crazy, a lot more calm, uplifting. They might give you some sort of, sense of hope for humanity, like Choose to Rise, the other shows like that. See you later, kids. Bye.